Well, we got the Kansept Kryo knife, and I like the Cryo. Okay, I had it in titanium, and now I got it in micarta. So this is bargain basement stuff here. This is a D2 blade. So I like the fact that they thought enough about it to think, hey, let's make an affordable, like a budget style. And there it says right here, Kim Ning Design Cryo. And this is like that burlap or canvas micarta. Nice. Looks like the liners are embedded, and we will take this apart. And we got standoffs. It's an open design here. There's no backspacer. Pocket clip is very simple, maybe a little simpler than I would have preferred. I'm not real fond of the look of that pocket clip. But the setup here looks like you might be able to put a different pocket clip on that, you know? I've seen other pocket clips with the two screw thing up and down like that, to where maybe you can find an aftermarket. But it's D2. Comes in this nice box though, and that's where their expensive ones come in, you know, this kind of thing. Whoosh, pull it apart, okay? And Cryo, micarta, stonewash, 3.58 inches. Let's see if we can pull the paperwork out. And yeah, you get a pouch. There's plastic that it goes into, and then it slides in this pouch with a flap. So, I mean, actually, that's a lot of bit of kit for a $55 knife, don't you think? That's what they are that I've seen online. And if you get on White Mountain and use LTK discount code, 55 becomes what? $49.50 or something. There's yeah, microfiber, and then a little bit of blither that really doesn't tell you anything, unfortunately. Okay, warranty information, but that's about it. So, all right, the knife, it's a flipper, it's a liner lock. It's a steel liner. Let me see if I got, no play. It's centered. I'm sure it's got bearings in it, and it's a little laid over the detent ball, so got a cutaway in the blade so you can finger flick it. It's a good sized knife though. Let me throw it up against the paramilitary too. Pretty close, isn't it? It is pretty close. This is 8 1/4 overall. What the heck is this one? That's 3 1/2. It's 8. So it's 1/4 inch shorter actually, at about 21.5 centimeters. Blade length 90 millimeters. Now, what do we got? 12.7, 0.5, so a 1/2 inch thick. On the handles, 0.13, so that's not going to be 4 millimeters. 3.3 millimeters. Looks like, okay. And it's D2. And will the knife be a knife? Come here, give me a piece of paper. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it will. It will be a knife. It's sharp. Oh, by the way, I sent this little puppy in for testing. And it says, yes, it's D2. And here's your chromium, your vanadium, iron, moly, etc. Yes, it's a real D2. At least that's what my metallurgy guy says. Okay, and that's the model number, etc. So we actually tested and verified the metal composition. This doesn't have like the most, you know, beautiful drop to it, and I'm going to take it apart and put it back together. We'll see if that changes, because sometimes they over tighten these in production, and there's probably somebody out there going, oh, mine drops great, you know, and I'm sitting here like this because I just take it out of the package. I don't fool with them before I do a review, because I want people to kind of see how they are. And it's a little late over the detent and that kind of thing. So right now it's not a wonderful fidgety knife, but we'll see. Flipper tab, maybe a bit bigger. I think they could have killed it about where that shoulder is right there and left that top part off. That's unnecessary. It really is unnecessary. So does it need to be that high? No. Actually, this wouldn't be a bad one to modify. Take the whole flipper tab off. Why do you need a flipper tab? Look at this. You just kick it open with the cutout. That's simple. So you can walk this blade out just like that with that big cutout and that blade. You don't even really need a flipper tab, but that could definitely be modified and brought down. Because, yeah, I think it's a little bit big. And then, you know, this is the problem you run into, contact patch, because you got the flipper hanging down here. Now, it does give you a guard to keep your finger from sliding up onto the blade. So, I mean, there's that, you know. And the ergos, right here, this little choil here is perfect size. The rest of this is pretty neutral. So no, I've got no issues with the ergos. They're pretty straightforward and comfortable even in reverse grip. And you've got some jimping on top of this blade. So that's nice. That gives you a positive feel. Is this really a go forward position? Very carefully, maybe, if need be, but otherwise, no. I'd probably avoid doing that. But, I mean, nice for sharpening purposes. And nice stone wash. There's your lockup. That's 25%. Plunge here looks symmetrical there. Fit and finish is pretty decent. But, you know, I don't know if they would appreciate me saying this, but, you know, this and Kaiser seem so similar in feel and quality, and Kaiser is good quality. So yes, I've got no issues with that. And this is, you know, this micarta stuff is rugged here, and it's very tactile. And yes, so you've got good grip on it. It's interesting stuff. Might be interesting to do some things with. You can always put, you know, mineral oil, you know, food grade like mineral oil, and darken this down, put a uniform look to it if you want, or just leave it the way it is. I mean, there's a lot of charm in that kind of burlap or canvas micarta effect. Well, here's my balance on the knife, and that's easy to find. How about blade to handle length? And we're reasonably good there. I can't get in and touch it, but it's not far off. And then the flow of the design, yes, because the Cryo is a nice design. I like the Cryo. This knife, you know, it feels pretty lightweight in the hand, so let's see what it really is. 110 grams, so that's pretty light. 3.9, 3.89 ounces, so it's under 4 ounces. You know, as an 8-inch knife, which is a standard size EDC, being 3.9, not bad, not bad. You can feel that here. You can feel it is fairly light. So it should be a good little user, and if you like that kind of rugged micarta look, really for the price, you know, I can't fault you on that. I think this would be a nice one to carry, and kind of has that, you know, it's not your runabout G10 or a laminated carbon fiber, you know. It is kind of nice to mix it up with the scale materials. Well, let's see how we're going to approach this. Which side turns and which side don't, or do they both turn? Should have come from the front, I think. I'm thinking, yep. Okay. there we go with that. Let's see where we are with this. Okay. We got number 8s on the body, and that just dropped right out. So that's nice. Not overdoing it with the thread locker, which I do appreciate, although you can see there was a little on there. I thought I saw some blue. Yeah, I saw some blue. Okay. Those are the same size. Pretty minimal as far as hardware goes. And there's your micarta. So, and of course, you know, it's got a liner inside embedded, but there's no screws going from the liner into a backspacer or whatever. So there's for your lanyard. It's clean. That's nice, you know, kind of just nests the bearings right in there in that liner. And there's the bearings, and there's ceramic on both sides. And here's the pivot from the back side, and it is round. And so actually, if you got a little rambunctious with the thread locker, this whole pivot could spin front and back. But you have a number 8 on both sides, so you can stabilize it and break it free if you wanted. And there's your liner in the back with a ceramic detent ball on your lock bar and your standoffs and where the pin goes through to for your lanyard area. Yeah, nested right in there. Of course, your track for your internal stop right here. There's your stop. So we got number 6s for the, well, come on, man, meet it. Looking through a camera, always fun, always fun. Did we get it all the way? We did one of them, I think, but not both. Are we both? Oh, we got it? Come on, there you go. And then these two. One, two, pull the liner out on that side. Okay, what do you think? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Let's just do this, see what kind of effect we get when we put some mineral oil on it. It may not really hold for all that long. You may have to reapply this. And, you know, handling it, because you do develop skin oils on your own as a natural course, and so you'll darken the micarta somewhat just through continual use and handling. But so there's kind of how it differs when you darken it down or you don't. And that may soak up and kind of go back to that state after a while anyhow. So I'm not doing anything permanent here, just giving that effect. So, of course, we don't have a backspacer to treat, but there's the scales darkened down on both sides. At least they'll stay that way temporarily. Just, you know, in your pharmacy section, and this is that kind of pharmacy grade mineral oil that can be swallowed. By the way, I'm not going to drink any of that. But, I mean, if you wanted to, you could even soak the scales in that, you know, for effect. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just experimenting. I've done it a few times. Some of them have held longer than others before they kind of weather out. But it's just a curiosity. Put this back in here. I need to put my standoffs back on and put a screw through there. Another standoff. And screw. Put our liner back in here on this side. Okay. And then I guess we came off the front, so this will go through the back. Just like that. Put some bearings on there. And throw our blade on. And of course the stop is built into the blade, so that's not an issue. More bearings, a little bit of juice, and we're going to put this other side on here. And we're going to lock this one down here, the pivot. Okay, don't want to put too much pressure on it. And then these screws here. And that locked it down. And another screw. I greased my hands up pretty good doing that. Okay. Now, we got a pocket clip to install, but those are number 6s. And we're going to drop those little screws right in there. And guide this thing in. Well, let me see. Yeah, it looks centered up. All right, we'll leave you to it. The Kansept Kryo Micarta D2 blade, fairly inexpensive, nice little user. I like the design, and it's reasonably lightweight, under 4 ounces. So it's, you know, you decide. I think there's a lot of guys out there that like the Cryo, and so this might be a good alternative as an everyday type carry beater user as opposed to the expensive titanium models. And you know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.